Okay, I want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. All right. Yes, everything is working. It's just getting it all. Try again. Reply. Won't let me share privately. So it will be public, but not. Okay. Hi. All right. Okay, so Amy, Diane, there are several other people that I think are also trying to get in, but it for some reason it would not let me. I don't know why it would not let me use the private link that I was sharing with you guys. So just so everybody who watches this knows, this is supposed to be a private gallery, and there are only a few people that will be read tonight because they've paid to be here, and it was supposed to be completely private, but it would not let them in. So, yeah, so that is the kerfuffle, that it for whatever reason doesn't let you share the link, and it said it's a private here, share it with people, but that's technology. So there are, yeah, exactly. Diane, I was having troubles too. Can you guys hear me okay? Waiting for a couple other people, but I won't wait for them. They can, when they show up, I'll read them. And if they're having problems, no, you guys are welcome to stay. You guys are absolutely welcome to stay. It just is technology. And I've been sitting here for 15 minutes trying to figure out, where is everybody? Why is everybody in here? Okay, perfect. Okay, so, everybody's welcome to stay and listen. I just, okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So, what I'm going to do is, I just want to make sure we've got all of this correct. And we're good to go. And I've got everybody here. Okay. Maria's here. Then we're waiting on Deb and Brittany and Kim. And then, okay. I won't wait for them though. So for those of you who have never been read by me before, I think everybody that's here tonight or that's going to be here tonight I've read. So what I'm going to do is just take a moment really quickly to vibe on each person, and then I will read you. And I'm going to set a timer. So I'm going to just treat it as if I was doing a regular paid gallery. And that way I don't get lost with everybody's awesome beaches and world. Alrighty then. So let me find my clock. It's like we had our dog had puppies. And so we had some people that were here looking at the puppy, and then I went, oh my gosh, I have like 10 minutes, I have to get going. But there's always a fluke with technology. There always is. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And just so Diane and Amy, your stuff is on the way to you guys. Everybody else that's supposed to be here is probably trying to figure out, how do I get in there? Okay. So I will start with Amy. Let me just come down from all of the fun. Okay. All right. Both that were coming there in a group. So they thought that it was a no. Hold on. No, I just double checked. Email says 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. But it's all good. It's all good. Whenever they get here, right? Okay. So I'll start with Amy. And so everything comes through symbolically. So I will do my best to decipher what comes through it from God, from spirit guides, and from people who've passed over. And I'll explain first what I'm being shown, and then I will explain what it means. And it's a limited time frame, but it's more than when I just do a quick gallery. So I'll have a chance to kind of wander around a little bit. Excuse me. So from there, I will just find Amy's energy, and I see Amy. Okay, so Amy Gallagher. The first thing that your guides show me, and again, I'm sorry, the camera is normally your eyes, and I'm normally I'm an eye contact person, but when I'm reading, I'm kind of looking at your world, and so I'm not looking in your eyes. But Amy, so the first thing that your guides are showing me is that you are on your beach, which is good. It shows that, of course, the beach represents safety, security, grounding. Water represents problems and issues, but it can also represent opportunity depending on how it presents. So you are on your beach, and you're actually at the further end of the beach area, and you almost look like you are working through a problem, or working through trying to create something or come up with a solution. And I'm sorry, all of these people who couldn't get in are emailing me. They're all getting it now. That's so funny. I won't read the texts. Okay. So, you are, is there a full moon? Something like that? Okay. So, holy cow. So crazy. I guess it was a good thing we started a little bit later. It would have well. So you're like working on, I'm watching your energy, and you are very focused on getting out on the water, but doing it in a way that you are not going to get wet. And it looks almost architectural or numerical, methodical. It looks like this is going to work. That's never going to happen again. That will never happen again. I will make sure of it. So it's representing also lessons learned, and with that, the time that is going to be taken to ensure successes where failures may have happened prior. And so this is a positive thing. And you're in this really beautiful suit, but you've got like rubber galoshes on, rain boots, that kind of a thing. The ones that you just would wear gardening, but they're all the way up to your knee. And you've got a pen in your mouth. And again, everything looks very scientific. So this is positive. The boots do represent, though, anything on your feet represents the feeling or the perspective of being held back. And so moving forward, again, you're looking for solutions, but that feeling of, I'd love to do that. I want to do that so badly, but this is in my way. I've got to figure a way around this. I've got to figure a way around that. So figure out what the legitimate reasons are as to why you can't do something or feel that you can't do something, and then decide if it's something you can remove so that you can move forward, because sometimes it's really, really hard. And I know personally, I know when things are set in front of you and you are wanting to pursue something and there are things in your way that you kind of have to figure out, how do I make this work? So this whole time I'm talking, I'm waiting for a boat or something to kind of wash up or appear, and I'm not seeing that. So what this tells me is this may be part of the dilemma. This may be part of why what is going on in your life right now is so important, or that is about to happen is so important, is because in order for you to go out on the water safely and securely, you need something to traverse the water. And there is not something there. This tells me that you have at some point given your boat to someone else. Now, I'm assuming I already know who this might be, and it feels family. I'm assuming son, and I just want to put a disclaimer out there that I know Amy has a son. Boom! It's not them. I just want to put that out there so people are like, oh my God, she knows she has a... I knew she had a son. Okay, so but the boat's gone, which means at some point you've given it out. Now you have to stop lending your boat out. I don't care who it is. If it's Jiminy Cricket, you can't keep lending your boat out. You have to allow people to find their own beach, their own boat, and get out on the water themselves. Or get into the water. These are all lessons that they also have to learn. So Amy, for you, the one thing you have to learn is that the boat is yours. And although you can go out and use it to help people bring them back to your beach, you can't just go ditching the boat, because that means that you at some point either gave it to him to use, or you brought it out to him when he was in need and you swam back to your beach, which would put you in despair. So you can't do that anymore. So what I'm going to do then is pick you up, and I'm going to move you, Amy, and I'm going to put you on your beach. Now, when I do this, your guides actually put you in a two-toned kind of a long gown. And this is important. It's the colors of, I want to say a teal, a really pretty seafoam teal looking color, and then a purple. So this represents two different things. One, it's the psychic energy, and the purple intuitiveness is there. So your guides are saying that right now you really do want to trust your instinct. You really do want to believe in yourself. So when you think of something or hear something, you want to have faith in that you are being either helped, led, or inspired. So then you've also got this teal energy that comes through. And so this teal energy represents a physical healing, and the physical healing will come through a spiritual healing. So by you being able to let go of things, and by you kind of surrendering to the way life is going to move you forward, and not trying to control it so much, but more or less just pretend like you're on a raft and floating. And now that kind of contradicts what I was saying before. However, you are trying to get out on the water on your beach. And so this makes sense to me, I guess, if nothing else, it makes sense to me. So it means that you're going to have to let go of your will and allow things to play out, even if it means that others might find themselves in a bit of trouble. So this is very important. And again, the spiritual healing of letting go, yoga, meditation, lower heart rate, happier, smilier, that kind of thing, that's going to affect you physically. It's going to make you feel better physically. So that's what your guides are saying has to happen. So following you up, I just want to see if there's anything here. And it's funny because, okay, so there's the beach and then up the hill. I want to make sure I'm on track here. Up the hill. Oh, Siri. No, Siri. No, Siri. Stop talking. No. Siri's talking to me. No, Siri. Okay. All right. Okay. So up the hill is the fenced area with the large field. And the field is where people who've passed over will come through. And so you are, okay, so everybody's on. So we've got Brittany, Deb, and Maria, and you're all on. Okay, and Kim. Okay, great. Yay. So everybody's here. So as you're walking, I'm on this side of the fence, you're on that side of the path. And as you're walking up the hill, this person that I'm not sure, I don't think this is a relation. I don't think this is someone that you've known who's passed over the way that she acts. It feels more like a guide. And it's almost as if she's like looking down or she's doing something with her hand and she is leaning up against the fence and you walk by and she goes, just eat some ginger. It'll help. Just drink some ginger. So when she said that, it makes me think, okay, so if there's any kind of stomach issues or IBS, if there's anything going on that is causing nausea or just discomfort, is what she's implying is this is a simple fix to something to help you feel calm or more relaxed, to help you feel better. And so again, she looks more like a cowboy than she does, she looks more like a cowboy. And there's a new moon tomorrow. And a partial solar eclipse. Awesome. Thank you, Amy. That explains an absolute lot. That is awesome. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, when there's a new moon flux and a full moon, it's crazy. It's just crazy stuff. So it could even be anxiety. It could be just the stress of things and then the anxiety of building up, because the new moon is a time of fruition, and we pray and we ask for things on a full moon and then they come to be on the new moon. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. It's one of those days, as you can see, it's a cluster. You pray and ask for things on the new moon and they manifest by the full moon. So there's all this huge cycle of things. And coming up to this new moon, if what I'm feeling is what you are feeling, I would definitely envision what you want. So you'll start to see it, and it's so cool how that happens. So this guy looks more like a cowgirl. Seriously, she looks like a cowgirl with longer hair and a cowboy hat, and she's just very cowboyish or cowgirlish. And it's funny too, watching you walk. While you're walking, you walk past her and you're like, okay, Ginger, okay. And you acknowledge her, but you keep walking. So this also tells me that you're hearing things, or that you're hearing your guides talking to you. You just need to pay more attention to them. I'm going to flip you really quickly before the timer goes off too. And I'm going to put you on your earthly path. You need more water. So you're thirsty. It's interesting. I've never seen that before, because I'm behind you and the earthly path looks like a long hall with doorways on either side. And as you're walking, you're kind of holding onto the wall when you're walking. You're going, I'm so thirsty. I just need something to drink. I'm so thirsty. And you're not physically ill. So health-wise, it's not that. It's interesting, and it has nothing to do with money and finance. See what I think is happening here with everything that they're showing, and hopefully this will make sense, but you're so sensitive to the fluctuations in the rhythms and the vibrations. You physically react to these things and you become ill. You physically become ill. You have to learn how to harness this. You have to learn how to use it so that you're not so much absorbing everything, but going, okay, I'm feeling this, so we must have like a new moon or a full moon coming. There must be something coming. And with that, you are able to push the rest of it away so you're not absorbing so much of it, because it feels almost as if your sensitivities to things, you can use and harness them to help you read better, to understand things better, to read people, to understand situations, and instead of feeling them physically. So hopefully, Amy, that makes some sense to you. And yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. And I guess it makes sense because we're so close to this new moon. So, okay. All right. So Kim, you're on. Brittany is on. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go with Diane. All right, Diane. Let me get your energy really quickly. And then I'll answer questions when I'm done. So then I don't get out of my flow. I'll ask, I'll do questions when I'm done with everything. So Diane, I just have to see what you are doing, because I can see you. What are you doing? Okay. Okay, so you are you're actually at the base of a mountain, Diane, and you're sitting. You're in a tank top, shorts. It looks like you're wearing Keds and some white socks, like pulled all the way up to your ankles. It's very 70s looking. It's very 70s looking, like Farrah Fawcett, kind of Charlie's Angels outfit, or like an all skate. It could be an all skate outfit too. The kind we'd wear. And that's what it looks like, 70s all skate. You have a backpack. You've got a lot of like nuts, like walnuts, and they're not cracked. So you know how hard those are to open. You have to have a nutcracker, and you really have to work at that. But you've got this huge bag of walnuts and almonds, and just a big bag of sustenance. Nothing else in it, but a lot of food in there, like from these nuts, but difficult to open. They've kind of fallen or rolled out of your backpack. And you're sitting there kind of slouched over, and you're looking up the hill, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And so I'm listening. I just have to change my view. What's interesting too is okay, so I'm here, you're over there, the mountain is there. That's my perspective. So if I switch to behind you and you're sitting here, if you're sitting right here in front of me with my back around this mountain, there is like huts and stores, and there's all of these things over here where life is really easy. There's probably even a ladder or a way around this mountain. But you can't do it. It's almost as if I'm hearing them saying, not this time. You can't do it this way this time. You have to do it that way. That's really interesting. I know I keep saying that, but it's because it really is. It's pretty cool. So basically what's happening here is there is this monument of this mountain that you're having to climb, Diane. You have to do it alone. Really, nobody can climb the mountain with you. Nobody can help you up the mountain. And you're in Keds and shorts and a tank top. Super not ready to like climb a mountain. You already know that this task ahead of you, you know what it entails. It's difficult. It might be rewarding, and you may love the view when you get to the top, but getting there is not easy, and you know it. And it seems that foreknowledge may detract from you really having the desire to have some successes that are coming Rather, you would choose to either take this route over here that someone has already built or created, or just not do it at all. And the problem with knowing how difficult something is before doing it is just this, is we might choose to go, gosh, if I have to do all of that, it really takes passion. It takes an ultimate desire of the soul to complete things like that. And you look frustrated and you look like you don't want to get started. However, your guides, of which there are 2 around you right now, are going to prod you to get going. And this is a positive thing, as difficult as it, and it's got to be on 2 different levels here. We're talking 2 tiers. We're talking work related that will eventually trickle down to the personal aspect of your life as well. And I feel almost as if you are going to get something dumped on you. You are going to have a load dumped on you that you did not ask for nor want. And in the process of waiting for whoever is supposed to take this load back, you kind of start cleaning things up and fixing it up and repairing it, and then you just get into a groove. It may eventually be something that you either ask for or fight for. Now, the issue where personal is concerned here is that as you're climbing, again, nobody can climb this with you. So people are going to be like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Why are you having a heart attack? Or why are you being so bitchy? Or whatever. People aren't going to grasp what you are emotionally, physically going through. And so you might feel alone, even in your personal relationships, dealing with situations. And what this can do is create problems. So you want to be aware of it, that people around you are not going to understand at all. You are, and I'm watching you and I'm going, well, she really is hard on herself. You're super critical of yourself. You're your worst enemy when it comes to perfection. And that is also part of the problem, because you already know that when you get involved in something, you're like 120%. So what I'm going to do is kind of pick you up. I'm going to switch your gears here. I'm going to put you on your beach because I want to see how this aligns with everything this way. As soon as I set you on your beach, you are packing a boat and pushing the boat off of the beach and out onto the water. So this is a positive aspect in the way that you're ready for change. I just think that this change that's going to happen is not what you're wanting. And it would probably, this is what's going to lead to a big change for you and a major choice in the future. If it's not happening right now, it would be that you're going to have the choice of finishing this difficult task and making something of this that's handed to you, or finding something else that you find meaningful. Now, the one thing you're gonna discover, I'm not going to tell you which way to go. I'm not going to tell you. I will give you a hint, though, that when this process starts happening, the moment you start running into red tape and the moment that you start getting shoved back, stop trying to make any changes. Just go with the flow with where your life is at that moment. Wait a week, wait 2 weeks, and then push a little bit and see which way gives. And when that happens, you'll know, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to go. Whoops, sorry. Then you'll know which way is intended for you, both where career and personal life is concerned. And you know, when I say personal life, for some reason also it feels like there's doorways there that you have to close as well. That doorways that have become comfortable, and so comfort can sometimes lead to bad habits. And then it's like, we got several things I've got to change. I gotta change my comfort level, and I have to break a habit. And so where your personal relationships are concerned, you want to look around you and think, who makes me laugh every day? Who makes me scowl? Who do I hate to be around? That kind of a thing. And clean that as well. Clean that house. It's a brand new year. Don't go into a new year with like really crappy relationships. Okay, so I'm going to pick you up and move you. No, you don't want me to. It's funny. As I pick you up, because that's what I do, I like pick people up by the back of the shirt and I move them around. And that tells me a lot. Because, like I said before, you were headed out onto the water on that boat. Like, get me the heck out of here, which means there is so much going on around you that's unsettled in your comfort zone. You don't even want to be there right now. You don't even want to be on your own beach, which means there are people in your life right now. There are situations going on in your life right now that are not happy, that you're not happy with. And you are out seeking out opportunities, trying to make positive change and improve situations. So surround yourself with some happy people, like that kind of a thing. Surround yourself with people who are inspiring. Because when I pick you up, you kick and scream. Like, no, I'm going out there. But I'm going to pick you up. Now, there's a little bit of defiance there, too, because as I set you down, you end up in, like, combat boots. And then your guides put you into a gown that's it's almost translucent, transparent, and opaque. Peachy color, pinky color. It's in between those two. It's very beautiful. And it's funny because you have this beautiful, gorgeous gown on and you've got these combat boots. So there's defiance there, which is funny. So don't do anything, to spite yourself right now. Don't do anything, don't cut off your nose, spite your face. Don't do that. Make sure that you're being fair to you all the time when you are making your choices right now. Don't do anything that is going to make yourself miserable. So this outfit again is very beautiful. It does represent friendship. So you are going to want to look to your close friends, the ones that that have all of the information on you, the ones you can actually turn to and trust when you tell them something. And you'll know who that is when you think, I think I'm going to call Mary and I'm going to tell Mary about this. And if you weigh it, just kind of weigh that moment and think, how do I feel about that? Is Mary good? Do I feel like I want to throw up? Because if you think you're going to throw up just by saying you're going to share something, don't share it with Mary. Find someone else. And if you don't have that person, share it with God, because he'll always give you the right information. But you have a lot to do. You have a lot going on and a lot to straighten out. So there's a lot happening there. And I couldn't say I wouldn't want to do it because I'm probably doing it myself, but in a different way. Just making sure that you are being true to yourself. Let me see here. Let me go on down here a moment. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yes, hello, Diane. You're laughing at that, but you need to get rid of the combat boots and put on some like high kickers or some stilettos that would really do some damage. Yeah, like thigh high stilettos. That like whatchamacallit, barbed wire. Those that what's her name, Pamela Anderson wore. Okay. So Amy, you said there's a full moon and a total lunar eclipse on January 20th. Holy cripey. So we've got all of these eclipses going on with this new set of sight all in January. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let me go up here. All right. So then next I'm going to move on down here. I'm going to grab, let's do Kim Borders. Now Kim Borders, I will say she's a wrenchy for me, but you know what? I don't read Kim very often. And it was very nice of her to join this gallery tonight. So I'm going to grab Kim really quickly. Borders here. Borders going on here. So let me wash everybody off here. Whoosh, whoosh, wash. Well, let's get Kim some good information, shall we? Okay. Let's give her something good. Okay. So Kim, the first message isn't direct. It's for you, but it's not directed to you. This looks like this is for your moms. This must be grandfather that's coming through. Grandfather is saying your mom's going to have another episode and to watch her. And it's almost as if it does something like this. And Ask her too if she's either experienced him or talked to him or felt him around her. This would be her dad, so your grandfather, and she's going to have another episode, and it looks like she has family checking in on her all of the time. So not living family, but other family. And also ask her about her foot. Ask her if she's hurt her foot or stubbed her toe or something. If she's limping, double check her foot. Ask her about her foot. I just have to set my timer here. I'm sorry. Okay. Because it looks like she might be keeping secrets from you as well. So you tell Carol, no secrets in the Borders household. Grandpa? Interesting. So yeah, double check with her what's going on. He is just saying that they're always watching because she takes things to the edge. She's like, right now she's taking them to the edge and then she's adjusting. So I think she may be also trying to like learn what her body is doing and take care of it that way, but she's got them with all of the time. So even if like you're sleeping, if you all of a sudden are awoken for no reason and you're like, why would I just wake up like that? Go check on her. So I just want to make sure Grandpa doesn't have anything else to say. Okay. He says, now you'll have to tell me how this fits because he says that your porch looks great, but you should have put a retaining wall or a wall or something on the left side of the circle, whatever that means. I don't know if you were talking about putting a ledge or something along the left side. When you walk out, it would be the left portion of a circle. I have no idea. So you're going to have to let me know. So let's move up here to your beach. Oh my goodness sakes. You can't decide if you want to sit or stand. You just can't decide if you want to sit or stand. You want to sit, but you stand. One of the other major focuses for you right now is your health, your mind and your well-being, and making sure that you look at your plate and what's on that plate, what's important, what can be shed, what do you not need on your plate, and then I tell people this all the time, but this, Kim, is for you, that right now it's very important that you are minding your health and well-being. You're getting your rest, you are taking care of yourself, and that seems to be one of the most important messages for you right now as well. And they're telling me to tell you that 2019 will be a major year for you for your leg health. So even if you get like one of those like little things that when you sit you pedal just to get the circulation going in the leg, for some reason I don't know why they're saying to do that, but you've got a lot of energy, lots of spirit around your house right now. And I'm not talking like soldiers, I'm talking family spirit and guides. Okay. So your health, mentally, physically, spiritually, is one of your main focuses this year. Okay. And I'm watching you like sitting down and you stand back up and I'm trying to move you out towards the water and you're like, no, I don't want to go out on the water. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit here. Just leave me alone. So you're kind of just... you're in a place where you really could use some peace and quiet, where you could use some downtime. And even the idea of, I know how busy of a person you are, to not have the desire to go out on the water. One of the parts of that is that you have everything you need right now. Everything you need for success and what you want to achieve is already within your resource grasp. People, places, situations, money, all of those things are already on your beach. You need to sort it through and sort it out. And I feel for you because I know how busy you are. Um, but the reassuring part is that you don't have to go far to make the successes a realistic part of your life. Um, you need you need an assistant. That's what you need. Because I'm watching you and you're like, go do that. Just go, please do that. You look like like you just want to like fall asleep. Like you just want to close your eyes and people leave you alone. And you're like, just go do that for me, please. That's what you look you look beat. You gotta take care of yourself. Okay. Um, so I'm going to pick you up and move you, and you just dangle. You don't even fight. You don't even move. You just dangle there. When I put you down on your beach, your guides put you in a very loose, almost like the only place that anything is fitted is around your neck to hold it up. And it's green, and it's a glowing green, like a kryptonite green, and it's transparent and it's opaque, which represents closeness to spirit and faith. But green is the color of physical healing. And so I don't know what's going on with you, that they are pressing so much of this, but they're saying that they are going to bestow on you some physical healing. And when you start to feel that energy, it's very important that you take that into account and you roll with it. Use what energy that they're giving you as far as strength. Which gives me, I'm going to prod here. I'm going to pick you up and I'm actually going to move you to the house. So the house represents you specifically. It's exactly what I thought. Like you are so busy worrying about everyone else that the house is needing repair. The doorway is kind of like half cocked on its hinge. It's open, which means come on in. I will, if you need someplace to stay, there's the door right there. I won't be in there, but you can go have a seat. It's like that's how busy you are. Girl, your garden is, I'm going to kick your butt because your garden is almost like empty, like tumbleweed empty. And so you're not relying enough on any strength other than your own. You need, and I know this is not, I don't even know if you're capable of letting other people do something for you, but you need to let people start doing something for you because you need to rely on spiritual strength as well. I mean, all you need to do is just go, please God, fill my garden with a lot of seeds of strength and I will use them. And the moment you do that, the moment you ask for that, he'll give it to you, but you have to ask for it. Like he may be waiting, like when is Kim going to be like, is she ever going to need me? Is she ever going to ask? That kind of a thing. And I'm going to send you all of my white light too. Well, not all of it because God knows I need it, but I will send you some of mine. And everybody who's watching, post your saddest movie, like the movie that when you watch it, no matter how many times you've seen it, you bawl your eyes out. And then I want you, Kim, I want you to pick one of those movies and I want you to watch it when you are alone sometime. And that will help start off this whole garden growing, you being able to delegate properly. Oh, but that's why I love you, because you handle things so well and you can do so much. But they're not letting me even go into your work. I mean, barely. They're not letting me talk about anything. They're talking about your health and preventing like a physical breakdown. It's very important. It's very important. And speaking of work, can I throw her anything? Let's see. Workity, workity, work. Where work is concerned. Wow. I hear crickets. Like, not real crickets, but I hear crickets. That's important, and I'm just going to tell you why, because I was like, wow, I feel like I'm alone. I'm like, all I hear is crickets. It's dark. You're like the last one on the Titanic before it hits the water. So change for work is definitely right about to happen. It's right about to happen for you. I want to say ding ding with a two. So 2 weeks, 2 months. But I would think by March, January to February, February to March, yeah. By March, you will be on a completely different, you're going to like, you're going down on your roller skates on the tracks like 5,000 miles an hour, and you're going to have to like bloop, choo, and like pick up and jump to the track next to you. And you're going to do it swiftly. There will be no issues in how you jump tracks, and you're going to do it really, really well. So, yeah. Kim's here somewhere. She better be here after all that. She's not talking, so. Okay. Let's see here. Now I'm going to go up here. And let's see here. Maria Kopek. Maria, let's take a peek at you. Let me wash off Kim. Ugh. She even made my eyes tired. Maria, where are you? Maria. I had to change the vibration. It was good. I see you. I just have to see what you're doing really quickly. Now, give me a different place. Like, start me off somewhere else. Give me something else to look at. Move a minute. Okay. Oh, did my phone just... I better turn it on. Okay. So, Maria, for you, I wanted them to start me off in a different place. I just want to kind of mix things up and see what's happening on your level. And I'm looking all around your beach right now. I'm looking at everything that's going on. And it's so funny because the moment I found your energy, the moment I circled you, my nose just went slammed shut. Like I can't even breathe right now. So I don't know if you have a cold or what, but my nose just slammed up. There's this, as I'm walking with you, I'm kind of walking behind you. You're barefoot, you're in a long skirt. You're in a long top of some kind. It doesn't really mean much. It's loose, nothing holding you back personally. You're not fearing anything. And it looks like you've got like a little flower in your hand and you're kind of pulling the petals out. But you're not doing like, he loves me, he loves me. You're not doing that. You are almost in a deep thought. Barefoot means that nothing is holding you back right now. That nobody, no situation is on your mind or in your face saying, you can't do this, Maria, or that's stupid, Maria. Why would you try to... So you're not being down-talked by anybody. Nobody's talking down to you. And you're not feeling that restriction either. And that's what I guess is confirmed by the outfit, too, as a compliment that you have this loose skirt and this loose top on. If they were restricted or fitted, it would have more of a personal pressure of, I don't know if I'm capable of doing this. And it's not it. There's this really relaxed hum of an energy around you, and we're walking through, the ground is dusty, like a field, and every now and then there's a tall grass or there's like little sprigs of grass, but it's a vast field. So the fact that you're walking in the field is important because this is normally where the dead people play. But you are wandering around in it, and I am behind you. So now this dog just came up, and I'm wondering if it's the color of rust, or if it's rusty, or if there's something I'm supposed to say with an R. But this dog just flies around and runs through your feet. And it's funny because you're kind of like, oh, and you giggle a little bit, and then the dog kind of runs between us and goes running off, and you don't say anything, you just giggle. See, now, part of your energy, Maria, I think as a confirmation for you right now, what's going on around you, is also to let you know that you have walking through the field. This is important because it means that at some point you would have been reunited with or introduced back to the spiritual side. And that if you're not using it yet, you would have a servant's attitude or a servant's life that puts you in the position of mentoring, teaching, or leadership. And when I say touching the other side, being reunited, it means something would have happened either as a baby or, during your lifetime. Let me just say that. During your lifetime, that would have made you reconnect with what is forgotten upon birth as a human. It's like when we're born, they kind of like, okay, remove the memory of the contract or their life's purpose. And they do this so that we actually live. And we make choices and we make mistakes and we have successes on our own, because having that cheat sheet, we wouldn't have to be here this long. And we'd have it all figured out and it wouldn't be right. We wouldn't learn from it. So what they're saying is when somebody has a reconnection like that, either through a health issue or an accident or maybe a fever even, maybe not breathing when they're born, when there's some situation like that, it's to reconnect so that there's a larger awareness, a stronger awareness to spirit, because you would rely on them so much in this lifetime for your innovation and your inspiration and how you reach people. And so people come into life and they don't need that. They learn from their books and then they teach from the books. And then there's people like Einstein and all these other huge inventors who they learn from their books and so forth, but they go off on their own and they experiment and they get inspired by spirit, and they come up with these crazy awesome inventions. And so or they come up with a really cool way of curing sickness by pulling mold off of white bread, that kind of a thing. And so, not that this doesn't happen to everyone, it's just that there is a higher awareness of it through you, and you need to use it and really trust it. It's very important. So, that's part of this whole thing about you walking through this forest, and you're really ignoring me. You're not talking to me. You could care less that I'm there. You're not paying any attention to me. I am going to... Hold on one second. Okay, so it's just really important for you to understand that regardless of what you do in this lifetime, that you're one of quite a few at this point that are awakening to what they're very capable of. The faith of a mustard seed kind of a thing. As I'm telling you, my nose completely just slammed shut the moment I started reading for you. So I don't know what you've got going on, but girl, you just gave it to me. So, okay. I just want to make sure here. Okay. So now I'm going to pick you up. And you actually smacked my hand. Like, no, don't pick me up. No, leave me here. Don't pick me up. It's interesting that you would do that. The fact that you really, well, because you look so peaceful, and then to smack my hand, that's important, because that means that there are things going on around you that you are not dealing with. That means that there are situations that you are either aware of, or that you have a, I wonder if that's going, the feeling, the gut feeling, an instinctual feeling about either you're ignoring it or you are not wanting to admit. So Maria, there are things around you that you need to probably ask more questions about or get involved in. Because there's pains, there are things around you that you need to deal with. One of these things that they are making me feel like is this sensation of getting a final say, or having a final conversation with someone. This feels like a father figure, and being able to have a conversation with that person, or to be able to find the words with that person. I'm not sure if that's possible right now, though. But what I'm hearing is that you need to do it regardless if you are physically capable of doing it, that you need to do it because, your words would be heard. I'm just talking. I am not doing anything. I had a protein bar before I got started, and all I do is burp. I can't help it. I think I swallow so much air while I'm talking. It's just me. Burping Becky. That's me. Okay. So, all right. I should actually start a contest. Have people keep track of how many times I burp throughout the reading, and then I'll keep track too. Whoever's closest wins a prize, right? Okay. So, you father figure, have a talk, get something off of your chest. Also, make sure you're dealing with things, because basically by keeping yourself so busy focusing on this beauty and whatever else it is, when I try to pull you back, it brings you into reality, and you're like, no, no, no. So that is telling me that there are things that you don't want to deal with, that you have to deal with. It's very, very, very important that you do that. Okay. Oh, perfect timing. Wowzers. Okay. So let's take a peek here. Let me go up here a minute. And Brittany King, let's take a peek at you. Annabelle, I did get your message just now. It flipped through, I don't know how, came across my pooter. And figure that out. Okay. So Brittany King. Brittany, first of all, I mean, the first thing that I see around you, is like a table of cupcakes. You smell like a cupcake. You smell like a cupcake. You are standing at a countertop. You have an apron on. It's a beautiful kitchen. It's all white and sparkly and shiny. And you're like, like you're waiting to get started. Like you just can't wait, but you're like, what do I do? That's what you look like. You're standing there like your wheels are spinning and everything's happening, but you're just like, it's funny. Totally. Got everything you need. You got this awesome gourmet kitchen. You got the apron on. You got the hat. You smell like baked goods already. You got the mixer. You got everything super shiny and clean. Got all the tools you need. And you don't know what to do. It's interesting. You have everything you need. So that probably makes sense all by itself. You have everything you need, but you still don't know what to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching it kind of playing out, and I'm looking at how interesting it really is, because it's saying several things. It's saying, one, Brittany, that You have what you need around you. You have everything you need around you. Are you happy with everything you have around you? That's one of the questions. You've got everything. People might even look at you and go, Brittany has everything. She's got everything you can make. I feel like I'm reading a kid's book right now. But the question is, are you happy with everything that you have? What I want to do, because you're barefoot right now. So barefoot, nothing's holding you back. You can do anything you want right now. You could start a diet and lose all the weight you wanted. You could go to a gym. You could totally never lose the drive to go to the gym every day. You could write a book. You could learn a new language. Whatever you set your mind out to do right now, you're going to succeed at it. It's just very important that you ask yourself, are you happy doing what you're doing? And part of that too is that I'm looking at you and I'm going, okay, so people look at her and think she has everything. But it's not, what the heck was that? That was a really weird noise I just heard. I don't know if you've heard it. That was banging, but there was something else that I heard too. And Brittany, so people, I don't think, realize what you personally go through or deal with. And so you're outgoing and you make friends easily. People like being around you. And that's a rarity for me to be able to say, women like being around you. They're not afraid of you or threatened by you. Women genuinely like to be around you. I don't see, it's interesting. Wow. There's so much going on in just that little picture. I'm actually going to move you a minute because I see you're in the kitchen, you've got everything, but I'm going to move you a minute because you're barefoot and I'm listening to you. As women, we make choices that our hearts really, truly, usually lead us to make most of the time. We do things based on how we feel, on our emotions, on our dreams. Like, who doesn't, right? But women especially. And then all of a sudden we get to a point where now it's like, who am I? What am I going to do with my life now? When am I going to figure out me? When am I going to give to me? And you can't feel guilty about that. You can't feel that just because now that things have changed, you can't want something else. It's almost as if, because as I'm watching, it's like, I'm watching your energy as I'm throwing things at you, and I can see that you want to run and go get those things, but people are looking at you and you're like, no, I'm just going to keep standing here. And so what your guides are saying is that there are things going on around you that you want to partake in that you're not taking part in because you think people are watching you, or that you think people are paying too much attention to what you're doing. Don't give a rat's ass what people think at this point. If you are, and you can't feel guilty either. You can't think, oh, I thought I wanted to do this and I wanted to do it, but now I want to try this. You can't feel bad about that. You can't feel guilty about that. I mean, heck, I have 5 kids and it's like, okay, y'all are old enough to feed yourself and go to the bathroom. Now I'm thinking about me. I'm going to do me now. And so you can't feel guilty about that. It's part of your path. And if you are directed to do things, don't do them, and don't not do things based on what people around you are looking at. You shouldn't even care. And I know that what they're showing is that it's a rarity when women actually attract women in a positive way. Because women are, everything's judged constantly. Women judge women. I don't know why. I don't even know how that becomes instilled in women or girls to judge. I don't know how, but it is. And if you've got people around you who will not like you if you don't wear certain shoes or stand a certain way or smile or wear your hair a certain way. It's time to cut them to the curb because it doesn't matter. It's about you right now. It's very important. And then what they're also saying is that overcoming something with your health, being a huge deal. I almost feel like I'm like punched in my chest, and I don't know why, but I feel like I just get run over. And so overcoming something, and that could very well have been something physical and like a heart issue or something that you've gotten over, but it can also just simply be overwhelming anxiety and just the fear of stepping outside of the box. I would undress and grab a box of crayons and jump outside of the box and color everybody else's box. And then I would just run around naked. That's what I would do. I would just color everybody's stuff. It's just very important you do something that makes you happy and makes you laugh. And it makes time to break the chain, it's like I want to pick you up and put you in a really pretty box with like paper around you and protect you like a beautiful doll. That's what I want to do. But then at the same time, I want to pick you up and I want to rat your hair and put some funky pop like makeup on you and some really cool, completely wrong heels. I don't know. It's interesting. I want to just make a whole bunch of changes and then see what you do. And it's funny because I'm thinking she's like that mom on Bad Moms who's super got it together, and then when you get her out with the girl, she's like, "Rah!" And I don't know, it's funny. I just want to shake you up a little bit. I want to make a few changes just for fun. Okay, so Brittany. Oh, girl, you've got so many blessings around you, so many blessings, and so many inner things that you deal with that nobody knows about. You just hide things so well. You keep so much to yourself that nobody would know because you don't throw up your problems on people and you don't sit around and share them with people. Like I would love to sit down and just have a glass of wine with you. And you'd be and it would be like the best conversation because you would talk about nothing but happy stuff. Interesting. All along while you're sitting inside melting, it's like you need we all need that one friend, and if you don't have that one friend, you need God. And just simply talking and sharing with him, it's so important. Don't listen to any negative things though. Don't listen to anything bad. Don't listen to anything that says anything in a negative manner. Nothing in a negative manner. All good stuff. Brittany, you're a beautiful soul who tries very hard to just deal with her own problems on her own, not to burden other people, yet to be there for everybody else. And I think it's time for you to just cut loose, even if it's just like a girls' weekend in Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I can't imagine, let's see, Brittany, Kim, moi, who else? We'd have to get a bunch of girls, a whole bunch of people to go to Vegas for the weekend. I can't imagine. Oh my goodness sakes alive, I could not imagine the weekend. It would be pretty awesome. Okay, what is that a picture of? Is that a picture of beer? Oh, beer mugs. Sounds good. That's funny. Yay for Vegas is right, Carrie. I've never been to Vegas before. Don't kill me. I've never been to Vegas before. Okay. Then, mijo, I will just tell you this, that you have I'm sorry, why would I say orange? Green stilettos on, and basically you just have to be very careful how you walk right now and how you tread, because they look like ankle busters, and that basically means that you've got someone or something holding you back, and that you have to tread very lightly on how you deal with it so that you stay safe and protected. But they're like high heels, and they're very inappropriate. Like, you shouldn't be wearing them. All right. So as good looking as they are, you still shouldn't be wearing them. Okay, so let's go up here. Ramandeep, hello. I've got Diane, Nurse, Rebecca, Mary Grace. Okay, let me go down here. So Brittany, Diane. Dun, da, da, da. Deborah Galligan. I will read Deborah right now too. Okay. Oh my gosh, Thorn, you are awake. Yes, Diane, and you in your combat boots in Vegas. Okay, Deborah, let's take a peek at you really quickly. You know, I just switched from an Android Samsung Galaxy, that's all I've ever owned, to an iPhone. And I am completely inept. Completely inept. Okay, what just happened? My computer just started. There we go. Okay, it was freaking out at me there for a moment. Okay, so what is this? All right. What is that? Okay, so let's see here. I did the mijo. I did. I know that M-I-G-O, mijo. I did. Okay. All right. I would never survive Kim in Vegas either, because she would never sleep. She'd never go to bed. And she'd be up all night making videos while you're trying to sleep. So, okay. Deborah, let's take a peek at you. Let's see what you've got going on. Give me a moment to clear my energy. And Deborah, let's see here. So Deborah, for you, the one thing that comes through, you're on your beach, but you're further away. You're not even near the water. You're more in a room. You're more like in a room, but it's not a room. It's on a beach, but it looks like a room. And you have what would I call that? It sounds like when it's metal steps or something, and you bang and bang, bang, like you can hear the metal when you hit it. That's what it sounds like. And it looks like steps that go up and then back down. So it's just a ramp. It goes up, and steps, I'm sorry, that go up, and then a little landing, and then they go back down. So you are in some, what are you wearing on your feet? How are you even balancing in that? That looks like, those look homemade. It's like you're walking on a piece of wood with two nails. You're balancing like a nail and a nail, and you're balancing on those. That takes a lot of skill. And you're walking on this slippery metal up the stairs, across the platform, and then down again. You're in a skirt and a jacket that is oversized. Wow, girl, what are you doing? This is fashion torture. Wow. Okay. I'm just looking around to see what else is going on, because I've never seen that before. Any of it. Absolutely any of it. So basically what's happening here is, first off, you're very far away from the water. So there is no worries there. You're not focusing on the worries. There's nothing that's happening that is calling your attention. There's nothing saying, hey, come worry about me. And there's nothing saying, come out on the water and seek out this opportunity. So everything that is going to happen is already in front of you. You're already dealing with it. Now, you have these really funky shoes on. It's almost as if you've taken a piece of wood, put 2 nails through the top of it, and then duct tape that sucker to your feet. That's what it looks like. And then you're walking. Last night I did a gallery and there was horrendous lights happening, and the lights are starting again down here. These little things fly by. You're on top of wearing these really weird shoes. You're walking on or walking up these metal stairs that are hard and slippery, and then you don't even get anywhere, and then you have to walk back down. And I'm looking at this going, why is she doing that? And why is she in this really horrible suit? Like, it's bad. It's just, I can't take my eyes off of it. It's like a train wreck. It's not a bad thing. It's that there's so much data in there. There's so much symbolism and meaning, and that's what I'm trying to absorb without wasting time. But so the shoes, regardless, they're on your feet, and they represent a major feeling of being held back. I almost feel like I am, George Bailey, and that I've always dreamt of doing something, but I have been restricted from that, and I've done it basically out of loyalty. I've stayed in something painful and horrible out of loyalty. I have done something, and it could be a relationship, it could be work, but none of this fits you. The shoes don't fit. The stairs take you nowhere. It's almost an illusion that you try to convince yourself that this is good. I'm okay with this, but it's not, because you only get up so far and then you go back down. It could be a job where you are not being valued as an employee or a person. It's somewhere where you have majorly outgrown things. You have not been taken care of in any aspect of the way. This outfit is so horrible, 70s end of the driveway box. That's what it looks like. And so you are making a lot of concessions here, and it's painful to watch because there's so much more there that you are not being asked to use, and you're not using. And so it's really important that you figure out how to get out of this. You don't want to be complacent. You don't want to just be like, that's just the way it is. You don't want to do that, because life is short. We only have 100 years. If we're lucky. If we're lucky, and if we pray hard enough and we live really well and drink white wine or red wine every day, and do like the French do. They smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, eat cookies, and drink red wine, and they live until like they're 150. So anyway, that's what this shows, is all of these constraints, and you're just doing them out of loyalty. Don't be falsely loyal. Make sure that you are being valued in all areas and aspects of your life right now, because it looks as if you are the one who is needed. You don't need. You are the one who is needed. And I think that's the part that has been underestimated, because you don't need. You are the one who is needed. It's very deep, I know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you kicking and screaming out of here. Oh, interesting. That was interesting. The moment you kicked and screamed long enough for me to pull you high enough out of the ceiling, and then you stopped. So you only did it for show for someone. Well, who is it you are trying to make happy? You're trying to keep someone happy. You're trying to keep someone from having to be uncomfortable, and it's not you. There is someone else around you who you are putting this all on for. Oh my gosh. If somebody made me wear those shoes, I'd be like, girl, I'm gonna kick your ass. I would not. No. Mm-mm. It is definitely time to show someone the door or show yourself the door. When I put you down and let your guides dress you, they put you in this beautiful golden yellow dress. And your hair is just kind of flowing and you have no makeup on and everything about you is bare other than this really beautiful dress. It represents camaraderie, friendship, and what's funny is it actually complements what they were just showing. That you have this part of your soul that is there for people who have nothing and no one, who are almost like Grinchy, dried up on the inside. Either they attract to you or you find them and you try to fix them and you try to make poor souls feel something. It's interesting. You've got this like Jesus complex where you're going to fix and help. But don't waste your time. I mean, even Jesus knew when to go to sleep. You know, even he was like, I need a break, man. Y'all are driving me crazy. Go eat your fish. I'm gonna go sleep in this boat. That's pretty much what he did. It's time for you to say, you know what, I have really done my best on this. And it's either a relationship or work, but you have to really just decide, I've done my best on this and move on. But the beautiful dress, friendship, loyalty, camaraderie, all of these wonderful aspects of truth in relationships, and you're wearing this dress. You almost look like a goddess almost standing there. And then there is the heavenly aspect of the fact that your hair is down and you have no makeup and nothing else on to draw attention to yourself. So your soul is old as well. You want to learn from that. You want to make sure that all situations and people, the moment you recognize something as having been there, done that, experienced it, walk away, don't try to learn it again. Okay. It's very interesting. You know, some of these outfits you guys are wearing, I'm telling you, you know what? I may have to have an artist draw that outfit because that was the shiznit, okay? Deborah, I'm just going to tell you, duct taped, wooden nailed shoes and some ugly ass coat and some big polyester skirt. That is a great pic. I've never seen anything like that in 32 years of reading people. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. It was crazy. All right. Hot diggity dog. So let's see. I think that was it. That was great. So, let me run through here really quickly. Amy and Diane. Very fast here. Nurse Rebecca. Keep your money in your purse. Hide your money. Hide your wallet. Don't use any money right now. Don't spend it. Nothing. Nothing at all. Ramandeep, say yes to the trip. You'll find the money, but book the trip. The money will find its way. So book your trip now. The money will come. And Annabelle Orager. Okay, so let's take care of you, Anna. And I just had to throw those other two people in there. So Deborah, you are a goddess, okay? You are definitely a goddess. It's just that one outfit was a little bit of a mishap. A little bit. But I've never seen anybody wearing nailed duct taped shoes, which is pretty awesome. All right, so Anna, I want to make sure Anna is still here. I'm pretty sure Anna is still here. She's ready to go to Vegas. Okay, Anna, let me set your timer real quick. My phone shuts off every second. It's like I have to reset it all the time. Yeah, you've got a lot going on, Deborah, and so if it's not personal, it's definitely business related. It's time for you to move on. Okay. So, Annabelle, let's take a peek at you. I know you probably are going to want to talk to Hunter, so I have that channel open. Let me see where you are. So why would you go there? You don't need to go there. Oh, okay. So Anna, as I was kind of like dropping you onto your beach, letting you fall where you would, you end up in front of the forest. Now, the forest represents a godly path, and not that we don't want to walk a godly path, but what it represents is the squeeze, that spiritual pressure and that squeeze that we go into when we are walking a spiritual path. And so when you first walk into the forest, it's very dense and dark, and nobody else is in it with you. It's wide enough for your shoulders, and you're squeezed. And you go into this pathway, it can be scary. And the brushes, the trees, they brush up against you, and they kind of pull everything off, and you end up being bare on this pathway. And then you're faced with fears, and you're faced with yourself. And this is where people end up on their knees. And some people don't get back up. Other people find the strength to stand. And this is kind of like when I don't, and see, this is funny because I don't want to say everybody stands. When you get on your knees, when you are down on the ground facing the dirt, and you find the strength to get up, and you find that hope to get back up. I know you've been there. I know that you've been there, but that is when God kind of picks you up and he goes, okay, I've got you, and I'm gonna mold you. I'm gonna fix you. I'm going to strengthen you. And you've already been there. You have done this walk. You have already you've been tested in the fires, and you made it through. So when I saw you getting ready to do that, that's why I said, wait, you don't need to do this right now. You've already done this. But then I was hit with, oh, it's nostalgic. So this walkway, this walk that you would be taking is more, not so much that you would be walking through being squished and pressed and changed and altered and strengthened in the way that I said before. It would be more of a nostalgic walk, of a reminder of, this is where I walked, this is where I tread, this is what I went through. And it would be a reminder of where you started and how you ended up and who you are now. And so, just a backdrop, Annabelle's son was killed in a car accident. And so that's what they're referencing, is being face down in the dirt and finding a mother's strength to be able to get back up again. And this is a pathway you walk alone. So Hunter would not have been with you on that walk. And I'm waiting for something smart to come out of his mouth, actually. But you don't need to put yourself there, because it's a fine hairline of walking that pathway if it's something you've already done, because it can lead to sadness or depression. You don't want to do that. You don't want to put yourself through that. There are days, though, everybody feels that way, that there are days when you just want to reminisce or you just want to be sad. You have to allow yourself those days. You have to be able to sit down and say, this is just a sad day for me, be it Hunter or my mom or my dad or whoever or whatever is going on. You must allow yourself those days, as long as you recognize that that's what it is. I am choosing to have this downtime to recognize and understand who I am and what's going on. And so then you allow yourself the ability to just melt and to just fall apart. But you also recognize that this is not who I am. I don't normally act this way, but I have to allow it so that this comes out, because it can physically manifest into something else. Annabelle, you are not someone that allows anything or anyone to take you over. You are an absolute fighter. And so I don't really think anything like that would be a worry. Even for me, looking at this whole thing, I'm thinking, no, but I want you to know that this is definitely a time where you want to be able to have your day where you allow yourself to fall apart. And just know, I'm gonna let go today. I am just gonna sweatpants, ice cream and wine, and Netflix or whatever, and I'm gonna let myself fall apart. And then that helps because it allows you to seek and find and let go. And you can't be ashamed of that. Nobody should be ashamed of that. Because then when you're done, you wipe your eyes, you blow your nose, you put on your big girl britches or your big boy pants, and you go on with the next part of the day, and it helps. It relieves so much more. And I think that's part of the message from Hunter, from what I keep getting prodded in that direction, is that it's time for you to be able to do that. And what you need to also understand, Anna, is even though you don't see him, he's there. He's always on that. I don't know if it's like a kitchen with an island or something, but it's like he's always standing at the end of a counter, like with his elbow on the counter. He's like leaned up against it, and he's watching and listening, and he's bantering back and forth with all of you guys in the family. Now, let me also ask you this. I'm not sure if it's you or the girlfriend, but is there a new dog in either life? Because he's talking about a dog, and so I'm not sure if it's you or his girlfriend, but he's mentioning a dog that I'm supposed to talk about. And then somebody who is either coming home or just going into the service. He's talking about somebody where the service is concerned, so Army, Navy, that kind of a service. But he's pulling on my energy because my eyes just kind of flipped, and when they do that, sometimes my eyes will do the weirdest things. Also watch. Now, I don't know what you did with the truck. I don't know yet, but he is saying that if the truck starts acting up, that would be him. It almost feels as if it's not running properly. Almost like if you were to get like an air bubble in your gas line or something. Oh, yay! So you got a poodle for Christmas. A standard poodle for Christmas? Holy crikey. That is amazing. It's a big dog. That's a big dog. That's really cool. So he's talking about the dog, but he's also saying something about the pickup truck or somebody's truck, and it feels almost as if it wants to backfire. Like it's got air in the line or something, and it's like just not running properly. That would be him. He's messing with a car. Only for fun, though. It's not something that'll break down on the road. He's talking about just messing with somebody, getting a car started or something. And he is also saying to tell his dad to put the checkbook away. So that is not a symbolic message. That is a true message of saying put the checkbook away. No checkbook. Don't write a check for something. No, put the checkbook away. Now, is there a Sandra or Sandy around you that you know? I think it's what he said, Sandy or Sandra. Excuse me. Tide? Going with the tide? Going with the tide. So are we talking like the moon tide? Like the moon pull? Okay, so then he's also saying something about, who is it? This name, it's either Sandy or Sandra. And then he said something about the tide. And so that would be the full moon. So something by the full moon happening. Where did you go? Hold on. Is somebody home at your house right now, Anna? Did somebody just pull into your house, Annabelle? Is there somebody just pulling in the driveway? think this is on live feed. Hold on. Oh, so you know it's on Top Chat. There we go. Did his dad just get home? Like just a second ago? Because he stopped talking to me and disappeared. He was talking about headlights or somebody just getting home. I know it takes a minute to relay to you guys. It's so very, very cool. So, just walked into the room. Okay, all right. Well, it's make sure that here's the message if he's there with you, to put the checkbook away and not to spend something with a checkbook, and then also to fix his pants. Tell him to fix his pants. Tell him to fix his pants. It's like he's telling me to tell him to fix his pants. I don't know. Does he have no butt or something? Did your husband need like suspenders or a belt? Tell him to fix his pants. That's funny. So that just went off. So, first of all, thank you all for joining me. And this, again, this was supposed to be a totally private reading, but I set it up privately. I gave people the link and then it wouldn't let them in. Technology's awesome. Okay, so I want to thank everybody who joined me with the gallery tonight. And there are, let's think. Okay, so I should have brought my calendar down. So today is the 4th. We've got this month, I think it's not, you'll have to go to my events page. I do have a gallery coming up on a Friday coming up. Not next Friday, I think it's the following Friday. And that's from 9 to 11. And then the 4th Wednesday of the month is when I do a gallery with, there's the second, let me correct that. The second Wednesday with JV Johnson. We do that on TAP's media page on Facebook. That one is from 8 to 9 Eastern. Correct, because then he's got his radio show. And then the fourth Wednesday is from 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. The same thing that I do with JV. And then you guys missed it last night if you weren't on. Was the first Thursday of the month where I do the Beyond Reality Radio with JV and Jason Hawes. And yes, make sure if you haven't subscribed that you subscribe to this, because when I do get on, it can be a very impromptu, but it also tells you when I've got things scheduled. Go to my events page. It'll tell you everything that I do have coming up. If there's anybody in Canada, let me know, because I'll be in Canada in February, and I am trying to figure out where I can schedule a gallery for, I think it would be, so Tuesday's the 12th, Wednesday the 13th, Valentine's Day actually. For the night of Valentine's Day, I am trying to figure out a place in Canada near Edmonton to do a gallery. So if you are in Canada, his dad said to tell him to come back. That's funny. Well, he's always with you guys, Annabelle. And so, yeah. Please check out the events page, RebeccaFoster.co. That will show you all of the events that I've got going on. And trying to think, the February 2nd, be down at the R Theater at the Southern Illinois, doing some talking there and a ghost hunt. And it just keeps going and going. There's constantly stuff in New York. Be in New York on around Cooperstown. I'll be doing a big gallery out there in New York on Tuesday, February 12th. Correct me. Yes, so Tuesday. And yeah, so I'm just making sure I'm reading everything here so perfectly. Awesome. So thanks a lot for joining, guys. And I'll keep you all posted and watch for more events. And I do a lot of private things like this too. So yes, and April 26th, Ashmore Estates, doing that private event there. It's very limited. There will be openings for just the gallery part of it, and then there will be a VIP where you get the gallery and the ghost hunt, and it's going to be super, super fun. I'm going to look about inviting more paranormal people to that. So being that we'll have like 20 people on the ghost hunt, it will make sure that maybe we can do 10 and 10 and like have 10 people with me and then 10 people with someone else, so that you can investigate other portions of the building without so many at the same time. But that is going to be fun. Ashmore Estates, April 26th. And Anna, I know you're going to be there. So, yes, Thorn, good night. You guys, good night. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will, everything is in the mail that is meant to be in the mail for everybody who it's meant to be for. So God bless everybody. And I will talk to you guys all soon, and take care. Good night.